How you doing, YouTube? Matt Massive Beer Reviews back with a little bit of rye lager up in this piece in the form of, Ryez Up rye lager from Hackensack Brewing. Yeah, this was bestowed upon me by my brother Keith. He went out that way not too long ago, picked up some beers. We're diving in. So you're talking about a rye lager. Don't see that a ton of times, you know. It's not necessarily a malt and a beer combination you see all that often. Man, carbonation's a little bit lacking on that. That's kind of a bummer. 5.4% alcohol by volume, and it says chill after serving. Again, I don't know what that means. I think that's a misprint. We have it in our power to begin the world over again, it says. Yeah, there we go. I don't know if this is a peace, love beer. I don't know if this is a response to Black Lives Matter movement because it is relatively new or something along those lines, but I can heed those words. Words of advice. Let's all get along, and get rid of idiots too at the same time, which isn't getting along, but you know what I mean. Anyway, she looks the part of a lager, Vienna lager, somewhere right around there. But that carbonation is just gonzo. Just absolutely non-existent at this point. A little bit of soft carbonation, that's all there is to it. So, yeah. The color's good. Carbonation's a little bit off. Good nose. I mean, I really do get kind of a Vienna lager off of this. I don't get anything too overtly kind of rye or anything all that spicy, to be perfectly honest with you. That could be the carbonation at play, kind of beating down that kind of nose a little bit. Maybe a little bit of rye spiciness, but honestly, it could be a little bit of placebo effect. Soft lager vibes, a little bit of kind of funky sulfur vibe. Very, very minimal, though. And then there's that little bit of spiciness. You could even tell me that's just a little bit of herbal hop kind of floating around in there. So it really does smell more kind of like Vienna lager vibes. Let's dive in. Cheers. Okay. Rye definitely comes through. But for me, it is very much kind of like, is it a lot of hops or is it the rye kind of at play? The only reason I say the rye really comes through, though, is because there is this kind of base, kind of sweet maltiness that's totally intertwined and combined with that kind of spiciness. So I think it's actually a combination of the two. I think you're getting a soft lagered beer, nothing over the top, like I said, with this nice bittering hop on it, nothing too crazy, but then you add that rye malt component to it, and it almost kind of acts as an elevator for those kind of spicy kind of herbal hops, makes it go kind of next level. Almost comes off as like a really aggressive kind of dry hopped lager, but way more kind of spicy herbal than like kind of tea-like kind of herbally, kind of the way hops would come off in something this small. But in the end all be all, the elephant in the room is the carbonation. It really is lacking. It kind of does a couple things here. I think it kind of knocks down the aroma on the beer a little bit. Makes it a little bit pedestrian, but then in combination with that, it makes the beer a little bit heavier, makes it a little bit denser. Now you're talking about 5.4%, regardless of how it's brewed, rye beer. You're not expecting this crispy, taut kind of bubbly, effervescent, whatever. But if you get that carbonation on point, and then you have this nice kind of well-done lager, even if it is a rye beer, it ends up being a little bit lighter, a little bit more sprightly, and I think it ends up being just a little bit better beer. All in all, it's tasty. There's nothing negative about it as far as off flavors or something like that. The rye does come through, even though it's more of an elevator, the way that kind of spicy hops come off. It really, in the end, comes down to that carbonation, and that kind of what keeps it from being a pretty fantastic beer. So let's talk about it. Is it one of the better lagers I've had as of late? No. It's just that carbonation keeps it out, but overall, it's not a bad beer. It's just the carbonation's off. So I'd like to try this on draft, or maybe even another can. Maybe it's just a singular can issue. I don't know. But it's tasty beer. And worth another try once I see another one kind of floating around underneath. Or bag availability, Keith got it, but I'm assuming, a little rye lager, something like this, you're probably hopefully hitting $14 or less on a 4-pack of 16-ounce cans, and leave you with, if you like what? Well, you like this beer. If you like lager, you like rye beer, you want something in between. I mean, it's kind of on a nose, but that's where this beer lands. I just think it would really shine if that carbonation was a little bit better. So it's one of those beers where I'm going to keep a lookout for it. Can't wait to try it when it's actually kind of on point, fizzy-wise. So there you go. Another review in the books. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Down if you want to talk about it. Massive Beers. If you want to check me out doing the social media stuff. Burps. Beer Massif. If you would like to check me out doing the whole podcasting thing. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. Hopefully you're enjoying a little bit of rye lager right now. And hopefully see you next time. Cheers.